I'm Amelie and welcome once again to my channel. Today, I'm not going to be reacting to something, which is surprising because all of my channel is actually reactions. I have never not reacted to something, but this is going to be the exception. And this is a special video that I've been promising for, a while now. Well, I don't know, a few weeks, a week, I don't know. And this is to celebrate the fact that I have gotten through the first half of the Untamed, although gotten through is not the right word because I'm actually loving it. I don't want to make it sound like it was a chore or something that I hated doing. I'm actually loving it. So just, to celebrate that I have watched 25 episodes of the Untamed and we have 25 more episodes. And it was difficult to choose what to do because obviously, since I haven't finished watching The Untamed, I couldn't react to anything else related without maybe finding spoilers. And anybody who has ever seen one of my videos know that I don't do video editing pretty much at all. I'm just not good at it. I'm just, it doesn't. This is probably the most video editing that I ever going to do in my life, I think. And this is already overwhelming to me. So obviously it wasn't going to be something related to that. And I don't know, I thought this idea seemed fun. For those who click on the video without reading the title or the thumbnail or without looking at the screen right now, what I'm going to be doing is ranking all of the characters of the Untamed, or at least all of the characters that I've seen so far. Well, not all of them. There are a lot of characters that are not here because they are background characters or because I don't know. I didn't thought they were important or I forgot about them. So if there is some character that you think should be here, but I didn't include, then, feel free to write in the comments, but this is already done. So I'm not going to be able to add it. Sorry. But I don't know, maybe in the future, because I'm actually planning of doing this again after I finish the show, because I think it would be interesting to compare how my feelings change, for certain characters. Obviously, there are some characters that I don't think my feelings are going to change because, they're dead. I don't know if they're going to be doing anything in the future that I'm going to be able to change how I feel about them. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. But I think it's going to be interesting, especially because in these past 25 episodes, there has been a lot of characters that I have changed my mind a lot. Characters that at the beginning I liked, then I start to hate, then I like again, or the other way around. So I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to, make a comparison on my feelings at the end of the show, after the 50th episode. So first, before everything, I want to thank my friend Flor, who is the one who collected all the pictures of the characters for me. I didn't want to start looking for the character pictures because I was afraid of seeing spoilers, to be honest. And she watched the show last year and, she was very kind to do it for me. She's not going to be watching this video, because she doesn't understand English, but I still wanted to thank her and I wanted to recognize her labor and maybe I'll consider buying her a gift. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So here you have pretty much all of the tiers that I'm going to be using, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have to count them. There are seven tiers and they're pretty much self-explanatory. I think it's obvious what they mean. So we have at the very top, My Beloved. Then we have Best Pals and Gals, Just Okay, They Are There, I Guess, Thin Ice, Trash, and Toxic Waste. Again, I think they are pretty self-explanatory. And I think for the people who have been watching my reactions, it's, they know where some of the characters land. I think there's going to be some surprises, but I think there are certain characters that they're pretty sure where they're going to be located in this list. But I also wanted to make the disclaimer that this is not, everybody has different opinions. I think there's people who, for different reasons, because liking characters is subjective, they're going to like characters that maybe I don't. And that's fair enough. I think it's fine. I know for a fact that I like some characters, or especially one character that they are not really popular. But I just like them. I like them. So, again, this is just my opinion. This is just my feelings. It's not a reflection on the quality of the characters because I think the characters are really well written and all of them are very interesting. There are a few that are maybe, a little less interesting, but well, there are a lot of characters. You can expect all of them to be, amazingly complex characters. But again, this is not a reflection on quality. This is just how I feel about them. Like if I was living in this world of the Untamed, if I met these characters, this is probably how I would, think of them, let's say. So I think that's it. I think all I have to say is for the introduction. So let's go just to, straight to the ranking. I also need to say that I'm looking at the pictures and I don't think there's any particular order. Not that they were actually ordered in the file that I literally just got the file from my friend. I uploaded. I didn't organize them. And I think they're pretty much, organized at random. So yeah, I consider organizing them by clan, but who had time for that? We're just going to go with the flow, with the organization that this particular place put them in. So let's start with the first character, and the first character is Lan Yi, and she was the sect leader of the lands a while ago, some time ago. And she was just living in a cave with her rabbits. And I think she was the only female sect leader that they had. And I don't know, I like her. I mean, she's a lesbian MILF that loves pets. What's not to like? And now that I'm seeing her, I'm noticing that I actually didn't include Baosh and Saren, who maybe should be there. And there is something I can criticize to this about this show is that it definitely lacks, more female characters. We have a few, and by female characters, I don't mean, yes, I would love to see more strong female characters in the sense of fighting female characters. But just female characters that are important for the plot, that have any relevance for the plot. Because, it's nice to see female characters fighting and being strong, but, there are different ways of being strong, and I wouldn't mind just seeing more female characters in general. So it was nice to see her. Baosh and Saren, you're not here, but you can imagine that I'm going to put her right next to it, also in the best pals and gals. Why separate the girlfriends? I think, they were separate enough in the show. Let's get them back together. In your imagination, because I don't have a picture for Baosh and Saren. I'm sorry. I forgot about her. The next one. Oh, look who it is. This piece of shit. I think there is no doubt where I'm going to put him. He's the definition of toxic waste. Like, Wen Chao, I hated him so much. Like, I don't remember any other character that I hated as much as this guy in probably this year. Like, it's not just about being a villain. To me, at least. Like, you can do bad things, but with a purpose. The problem with Wen Chao is that he was actually very sadistic, so that makes me hate him so much. And congratulations to the actor, because he really did a good job. I honestly, every time that Wen Chao was on the screen, I wanted to punch him. So that was a great job. And he's actually really good looking. Like, well, I don't know if really good looking. I haven't seen pictures of him out of character, but he's nice looking. But he disgusts me. And I also felt a little bit sorry for him in the last episode he appeared, against my better judgment. I don't know. That is something that the show, I think, also did very well, because for so many episodes, I wanted to see people enact violence against him. Like, please, just do something, like kill him very painfully. And yet, when we got to the moment, I don't know. I feel sorry for him, and I blame the stupid show. Why are you making me feel sorry for this piece of shit? He didn't deserve it. He deserved every bit of violence and gruesome death that he got. But, he was really pitiful there in the end. And here, in the opposite end of the spectrum, look who we have here. Who else? Where else am I going to put him? Of course, he's my beloved. From the moment that I saw Lan Shishen, yes, this is maybe a little bit frivolous because, it was obviously, he looks very handsome. That's what I'm saying. But it's not just about that. He's such a calm and collected character, very diplomatic, and obviously, all of the Lan clan are very serious, or tend to be very serious, and he seems to be the one that is a little bit more, fun, I would say, if that's the right word. And I also love how supportive he is of his brother. And I don't know, he plays the flute. He looks great doing it. And again, it's not just about his appearance. I actually really do enjoy it as a character. He's a very kind character. And I also love him when he, just roll his eyes for some reason, especially in the first episodes, when the Wens appear. That was great. I hope we see more of that side of him. Sometimes you love seeing a character that is, very collected and all of that, just getting angry. I would love to see him really get truly angry. But then again, now I think God, every time that I say something like that, I think, is this going to come bite me in the ass? Probably. Well, it's what it is. Okay, the next character, which is, I have to say that I didn't remember this character, especially in this photo. Then I saw another photo that is not here. My friend showed me another photo, so I would recognize him. And yes, I know who he is. I don't think this is the best representation of him, but he's not a character that had a lot of impression in me. Like, yeah, he appeared. And he's a disciple from Bao Shensaren. He seems very nice. He was looking for Xue Shushang. That is not how you pronounce it. Look, let me, before I continue, let me say this. I'm already having trouble pronouncing in English. Obviously, English is not my native language. So, when you're talking a foreign language, obviously you always have your native language right there in the back, and then you have your second language. So trying to pronounce words in a complete different language when you're already speaking a language that is not your own is sometimes hell, especially when the sounds are so different. So I am going to mispronounce things. I'm really honestly doing my best not to do it, but I'm very sorry if I do. I'm honestly not doing it on purpose. I'm trying my best. So, now I forgot, I obviously forgot what I was doing. We were in Xingsheng, and, oh yes, he has some history with, Shushang. So, and he's also related to Wei Wuxian, he's, let me think about this. His master is, Wei Wuxian's mother's master, so they were related like that. So I don't know. Honestly, I feel like I haven't seen the character enough to make an impression, so I'm going to put it in just okay. I don't know if they're going to appear again. So, maybe, if I get to know them better in the future, maybe they get better, or maybe they get worse. But right now, that's where they are. They are okay. And then we have Shushang. And look, I'm not a huge fan. And I'm not saying this because he's actually a mass murderer. Yes, he killed a lot of people, including families, including children. He really is a piece of shit. But I find the way the actor plays him a little bit cartoonish. It reminds me a lot to Moriarty in Sherlock. for those who have seen Sherlock. To me, is that sort of villain. Yes, he's really dangerous. Yes, he has done a lot of wrong things, but he's played in such a way that I don't know. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about him. I'm not sure I'm too crazy about his acting. And I don't know. I'm going to put it in trash. With what he did, he should probably be lower, but I can't hate him because I find him too cartoonish. So I don't know. I'll put it there. The next one is Nihue-san. I love Nihue-san. And anybody who has been watching World of Honor with me, my reactions, knows that I am weak for any character that has a fan. You put a fan in the character's, hand, and I'm going to love it. Like, automatically. So already, I don't know, he's just a fun-loving guy. I'm going to put it there in Best Pals and Gals. I don't know. I honestly love to be his friend because he likes hunting birds. He liked poetry. He definitely I feel like he doesn't belong to the time that he's living, like with all the war and everything like that, because he's definitely not a fighter. So I don't know. But I really like him. He's a very sweet character. I'm going to put it there. Next one is Madame Jean. I only seen Madame Jean one episode. And I have to say that at the beginning I thought it was surprising that he was a friend with, what is her name? It's Madame Ju, but she has her name that is somehow here. Ju Sijuan. That's her name. I was surprised that they were friends because she actually seemed rather nice, and Xu Sichuan, wasn't. So, I thought, how did these guys become friends? And then I actually saw her speaking to people because I have seen her speaking with Jan Li and she was very nice. And then I saw her speaking with other people. I say, oh, yeah, I can see it. The way she spoke to Jing Gunzhao, the way she, didn't speak to it. When Wishan spoke to her, just ignore it. I'm going to ignore everything that's happening here. She really bullies her son. So, yeah, I can see how that friendship was formed. I see it. But I don't actually have a strong opinion about her. I'm going to put it there, I guess. And also feel a little bit sorry for her because, and this is maybe a spoiler to what's going to happen later in this list, but she's married to Xing Wenshan, and I have to feel sorry for her. I'm honestly, oh, really, poor woman. The next one is Jin Rulan, and we only seen him in, I think, one episode. Yeah, it was the one before the flashback, and I have to say he didn't cause a great impression. He seemed very spoiled, like very rude. He seemed to have a temper. But I don't know. I remember in that episode, there were some, I don't know what they were, peasants? Other cultivators? I don't know. But they were talking about him and Wei Wuxian was listening. And they were talking about how he grew up without, like a mother or father. And how maybe that's why he was like that. And I don't know. I suspect that we are going to see more of him once we, end the flashback. Which I have no idea when it ends. I hope. No, I don't know if I want to end soon because I know how the flashback ends. I'm pretty sure. So I don't know if I want the flashback to end. But, whenever the flashback ends, maybe he'll be back and we'll see a little bit more of him. But for now, I'm just going to put it in. I don't know. They're there, I guess, or are they just okay? I'm going to put it in there. In case there was any doubt so far, I actually have no script. I actually didn't think about this before doing it. I just sit down and did it. So, this is going to be a surprise even for me. Yeah, I'm going to put it in there, I guess, because I didn't love their attitude. Can I put them in thin ice? No, I feel like there should be, worst for thin ice. He's just there. But maybe he improves if you see more of him. The next one is Wen Ruhan, and I have to admit, yes, he killed a lot of people. He really was a piece of shit. He was responsible for the death of literally thousands, but I don't actually hate him. Again, to me, it's the same as Shui Shang, maybe in a different way. Because in his case, in Wen Ruhan, it's not how the actor played him. I think it's more the situation he was in, but I don't hate him. I find him quite cartoonish. Like, I don't know. He was just, he seemed goofy to me. And I'm looking at that picture, and he actually looks better in that picture than what he looked in the whole show. Like, that hair looks great. I don't know where that picture is from, but, well done. Why couldn't he look like this for the whole show? Maybe he did. I don't remember. I don't know. So, to me, he seemed goofy. He seemed like I don't know. He did that strange choreography every time that he had to use the yin iron, and he was just there sitting in his big throne. He had I had to admire. I do like villains who commit to the aesthetic, who say, I'm going to be villain, and I'm going to be a villain, and I'm going to decorate my whole lair like I'm a villain. I'm going to use darkness. I'm going to have zombies. I'm going to use a lot of red. And yes, I know red is the color of the wind, so I guess, that was lucky. And I don't know, that episode that he had to speak with Reshang and Wen Chao, and he was speaking from, like, the other side of a door, like, this is like, a goth teenager throwing a tantrum. I don't know. He just seemed, I couldn't take him seriously. And also we haven't actually, he behaved like a piece of shit, but I don't know. I never got to hate him as much as Wen Chao. And again, it's not because of the acting, it's just, I don't know, he was there. And there is a thing about the villains related to the Wens, and it happens with Wen Chao, with Wen Ruhan, and it's going to happen with, I think one, maybe another one, that they are not very complex characters, or at least we are not shown, they don't show a lot of complexity. Like, why are they doing this? Where is their objective? Like, Wen Ruhan, why was he doing? Maybe this is mentioned, and it can happen. Maybe I was speaking and I didn't pay attention, which, fair enough. But it's not clear to me what was his objective. Like, did he want to dominate everybody else? I guess that was his objective, just power. But why? Like, I don't know. Again, no complexity. They were just people who were villains because they're villains. I guess you can say that they, at least in Wen Ruhan, maybe he was corrupted by the yin iron. Maybe he wasn't always like that. I don't know what Wen Chao's excuse that. That is a complete different, a complete different story. I'm also just noticing that I didn't include, what is the name of the other child? Wen Shu, I think. He's not there. We only saw him in one episode. Well, I guess we saw his head in another one. But again, not a big impression. He'd probably be there in trash because I didn't have any feelings against her. Well, he was a piece of shit, but I didn't hate him to the level of Wen Chao. So, I feel like I've been talking about the Wen Ruhan and this whole thing for 5 minutes just to say that I'm going to put it in trash. I don't hate him. He's not toxic waste. He's not great, but I don't know. I never took him seriously as a villain, I guess. He was very dangerous, but he's there. The next one, Lang Wenji. Oh, where can I put Lang Wenji? Of course, he's going here in my beloved. I love him. I love Lang Wenji. My first impression of him was that he looked like a baby accountant that has a sex dungeon, and I haven't changed that opinion. He looks very youthful, although I have to say that the way he looks and the way they show the passing of time, honestly, the Lang Wenji that was at Cloud Recesses at the beginning and the Lang Wenji that is here at the end of the Sunshot campaign, they really look like an older character. I know that it's the same, but I have to congratulate, the people who do the hair and makeup and the whole styling thing, because he honestly looks older. One of the things I love the most of Langwenshi is how through the show you start to, at the beginning you think, oh, he's just blank face. He doesn't have any expression. He doesn't have any feelings. And then with time, you start to see these, you actually start to understand what he feels. I start to read like these micro expressions. And I love that about the character. I love that he's actually a character that feels a lot, but doesn't express a lot, or find it hard to express, because he's also a character that doesn't speak too much. But he expresses himself in other ways. And I love that about him. And the other thing I love about him is that how at the beginning he seems so rigid in his beliefs, but, eventually, or at least until the part that I got, that is episode 25, is he starts to question all those beliefs, and he starts to, maybe becoming less rigid and starting to see other points of view and things like that, all because of Wei Wuxian. And obviously I love him and Wei Wuxian. What else can I say? And he looks really great in his robes. I'm going to say it already. All of the Lang clan is going to be pretty high because I love the Langs. I love these, sexually repressed nerds. I love them. I am, I empathize with them. I think they have an aesthetic. I think they, they do what they can. And, they're pretty nice. I love them. They're probably my favorite sect. I'm going to come out and say it already. I don't know if this is going to change at the end, but right now they are probably my favorite sect. Oh, look who's next. I feel like we got 3 in a row, but he's there. Nimingdra is going to be my beloved. From the moment I saw him, I don't know if it was the mustache. I don't know if it was the big saber that he has. There was something about him that I said, I love him. I love him, and I have continued to love him, and I feel like I'm going to keep loving him, whatever. I don't know. I love all those characters that are really tough, but deep down they're actually really soft. And I think from the first characters that we have seen, I think he cried in most of them. Like, why do I have this idea that he's a big crybaby? I don't know, but he seemed very sensitive. He didn't mind crying when he had to, and I love that about him. He's a big himbo. He is really weird from Lang Chishen, which I can also empathize. It was a few episodes ago that, they didn't know what to do with the Wen prisoners, and Nimingdra wanted to kill them, and Lang Chishen said, well, maybe we shouldn't kill him. And he said, well, yeah, you're right, we shouldn't kill him. Like, immediately he changed his opinion. Like, he has no opinions. His brain is completely empty when it comes to Lang Chishen, and I admire him. I love that friendship. And obviously they are there for a reason. I love both of them. And that's it. I don't have any other explanation for it. I don't know what it is about him that I find so pleasing, but he's right there. Oh, also I really love the fact how he clapped in the last episode of episode 25. I don't know why he clapped like that. He was so happy at that seeing people doing things with arrows. And I don't know. I wish we got to see more of him, because I have the feeling that we always see him like in war, at least so far. Maybe now that the war is over, we're going to see him in other situations. But I wish we could see them, because every time that we saw him, he was angry on that. But I would love to see him doing things that he actually enjoys and being a little bit happier. I don't know. I love him. I'm not so sure about this whole thing that they did, like the Sworn Brotherhood. Is that what they did? Is that the term? I don't know. This Sworn Brotherhood with Lang Chishen, Nimingdra, who's the other, Jingun Zhao. But I'm going to go into that later, because that is more another character's issue. Okay, the next one is... I just saw the photo. White. Well, I think that is a very good photo of him. I think it really expresses his personality. That is truly him. We have Jiang Cheng, and I don't know. Jiang Cheng is a character that I felt very ambivalent about. It's one of those characters that I sometimes, I never reach dislike, but I'm not care about too much, and then I like him. I really like his, his relationship with Wei Wuxian, because honestly, I am an older sister who has younger brothers that are very close in age, and they honestly act like that. And I don't know, maybe that's why I find a soft spot for Jiang Chen, because he reminds me to one of my brothers. So, I don't know. He has definitely a temper, and I can see from the way he was raised why that can be. And I feel he's a character that I can understand fully, but I don't know. That doesn't mean that I actually always like him. So I'm going to put him in just okay. Like, yeah, I like him as a character because I think he's a very complex character and he's a very interesting character. But I don't know if I'll be friends with him. I'm not so sure. And, speaking about problematic characters, I have to look for her name again. Shu Sichuan. And I have spoken a lot about these characters, and this is one of the characters that, I don't know, again, I find very interesting in the sense about, obviously, I don't like her attitude. I don't like her attitude when it comes to Wei Wuxian, or even I don't like her attitude when it comes to her family. I think she was somebody who wasn't behaving in the way that she should have behaved, at least in terms of her family. But I always felt like there was like a story there, and again, a very complex character. And I would have loved to see more of her and understand more about why she's the way she is. And because I feel like we have seen like gleans of that. We have seen, like small details that led us to believe things about why she's the way she is and why she has a relationship with her husband that she has, and all of that. But I don't know. Maybe this is controversial, but I'm going to put her in thin ice because I definitely think that she did a lot of terrible things when it comes to Wei Wuxian and her whole family in general. And well, there is a reason why Jiang Chen is the way she is. They even have very similar expressions here. If you put them, I'm going to put them back there, but look at them together. They really look like mother and son. But I don't think I won't put her in trash because I guess, there were aspects of her character that I liked. And I don't feel like putting her with, actual mass murderers. Let's just put it like that. Let's leave her in thin ice, just because of that. The next character is, and I actually have to look at this character because they have to tell me, Flor has to tell me his name because I had no idea. I knew who he was, like I knew what he had done, where he had appeared, but I had no idea about his name. His name is Lang Jingyi, I think. I think that's how it's pronounced. And what I remember about him is that he was really opinionated. I'm not very shy about expressing his opinions. I believe like he told Wei Wuxian that his flute playing was, essentially shit. He was a little bit aggressive, which I don't know. I find surprising for the Lang clan because usually they are very well behaved, but this guy definitely, he has some things to say and he wasn't shy about saying them. And I like them. Honestly, I'm not going to put him higher because, I haven't seen that much of him. I don't know him that much. So he's just okay. I like him. And I really hope we see more of him because he was pretty funny. The next one the next one is Jiang Fengmian. And to me, is the same as with Shu Sichuan. Mostly at the beginning, I thought he was pretty nice, but I don't know. The more I think about his attitude, the more I'm not convinced about it. I'm not crazy about it. Especially his attitude towards Chang Chen, which yes, I know that maybe he was tougher towards Chang Chen because he knew that he was going to be the one to inherit the whole, the whole clan. So he had to, tell him to, think in a different way and to learn him to take responsibility and things like that. And in that sense, I don't mind, but I don't know. And again, it's not a character I'm not sure about. I don't know if I'm going to put him with, I don't think Xu Zixuan is going to like him if I put him the same level. I'm going to put him there. I guess I don't find him obviously in the same level as Xu Zixuan, but I'm not crazy about the guy. At the beginning, I did like him, but I don't know. He had some attitudes towards her children that, I'm not too convinced. Especially in the last few episodes. Although I have to say that I actually cried a lot when they died. Like, it doesn't matter how I feel. I cried like a baby. But, nothing. He's there, I guess. Again, but I really like him. He was with the disciples. I'm going to put it in just okay. I changed my mind. I'm going to put it in just okay. He could have been better. I think he could have been better. But, I don't know. Now I'm not sure. No, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to follow my instincts and put it in just okay. And let's go to the next one. Yang Li. I love Yang Li. And you know where she's going. She's going here. My beloved. I absolutely loved her. And I don't think I have cried harder in this show, at least, so far. That flashback with Yang Li, Wei Wuxian, and Shang Chen. Like, I literally, that was the hardest that I cried. And as I said, I am an older sister and I have younger brothers that are quite younger than me. So maybe I am obviously, reflecting something of her in me, but I cry so hard. I love her. And I think what I love about her character is that you don't need to be, someone who fights, or you don't need to be, and yes, I love seeing badass women. Who doesn't? But I think there are other ways to be strong, and there are other ways to, express your strength, especially for her that at first sight, she doesn't look like a strong character. But I find her that she is. I think she's a very strong character. She's a very caring character. And I love that we can have characters like these too. Because, not everybody can, take a sword and start fighting. She, obviously, she can. So she expresses her care and, her willingness to help others in different ways. Maybe she makes soups. And I would love to get a soup for Yang Li. Like, does it look disgusting? Yeah, it looks disgusting. But I have actually looked for the recipe to see if I can make it, just because she makes it. Obviously, I can, because I live in Argentina and you can get lotus root, apparently. Not fresh like that. So, not soup for me. But, I love her. And obviously, she really deserves the award. And then you know what? Now that I'm seeing Nim Minjue and Yan Li together, that wouldn't be a bad couple. I don't know. I think they would look nice together. Better than other options. I will get there. I will get to the other options eventually. But, you know what? This give me something to think about. These two together. I like them. The next one, and you will notice that there are actually two pictures for this guy. We have because I wanted to separate Meng Yao from Jing Gunjan. We'll see why. But this one, obviously is going to be Meng Yao, and I think people know where I'm going to put him. At the beginning, I love Meng Yao. I really like him. I like his relationship with Shishen. I like how adorable he was. He's not my type, but he was cute. And he looked nice. And then the episode in the Unclean Realm happened, and I'm not so sure about it. From that moment on, I have been very ambivalent about him. Because on the one hand, yes, he did things. Although, to me, at least, it's not so much that he did things, because I'm not thinking about the murder that he committed. And don't get me wrong, I don't approve of murder, even if it's of assholes. I don't consider being an asshole something that, deserves death. Maybe a kick in the balls or something like that, but, not death. But even then, I find it more understandable because he's being bullied and we don't know his backstory, so I don't know what's happening there. Obviously, he was hurt about this. So to me, it's not even that. To me, it's not even about the murder. But I found him like such a suspicious character. Like, he has this thing, especially when he was talking with Nimindre, that his expression would change in a second. Like, at one moment, he'll be crying and playing the victim, and in the second, his mind, his face went, changed completely. And to me, that was really creepy. He also was looking at Shueshang very suspiciously, and I still suspect that he has something to do with him escaping. So again, I find him very suspicious. So as Menyao, as for him as Menyao, my opinion of him is that he's in thin ice. I am very ambivalent about it. Yes, I guess he helped going as a spy to the Wens. I guess he did that. I'll give him that. He did that. He looked great doing it. I think the best he looked was when he was with the Wens, and I don't think that is a too controversial thing to say. But I still, I can't like him completely. I also find his smile, I guess his fake smile, because I don't think it's a real smile. I find his smile very creepy. I don't know what it is. But I'm suspicious. I'm looking at him. And we'll see more when I'm talking about Jingun Zhao. But as Meng Yao, that's my opinion. I'm ambivalent. I can't say I hate him or anything like that, but I find him very suspicious. Although I feel like there is some of the story that we need to hear. And it will be nice to get some backstory on him. I still find him suspicious as hell. Okay, the next one, Wei Wuxian. Where else am I going to put him? Of course he is, my beloved. I'm going to put him right next to Lang Wenji. Here we go. No, the other side. I don't know why. Well, let's keep the two brothers together. What can I say about Wei Wuxian? Wei Wuxian is, and again, yes, he's very nice. Yes, he has a great smile. Yes, since he became evil, he's at least 75% hotter. I think that is an undisputable fact. But I think what I like the most about Wei Wuxian is how nice he is and how willing to sacrifice himself for others, and how for him, seeing people suffering and doing something is not even an option. Like, to him is not, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. No, he's going to help. And that's what I love about him. He's so uncompromisingly, nice and good. And the fact that everything that's happening to him is because of how much he has sacrificed for others. I love him. I really love him as a character. I also find him charming. Obviously, he's also bisexual disaster, and I'm a bisexual disaster, so obviously we have that in common. He's a lot nice. He's a lot better looking than me, and also he can play the flute. I can't play any instruments, so that's pretty much where our similarities end. But I love him. I love how oblivious he is of how Lang Wenji feels about him. Like, the whole thing in the cave, that was something else. I love that. The moment he asked whether Lang Wenji liked Mian Mian, I feel like my soul left my body. Like, what what are you talking about, sir? Why are you saying this? I absolutely love him. I love it's not just him, but I love his relationship with other characters. Obviously, especially, I love his relationship with his, brother and sister. His relationship with Yan Li, I think, is one of the most, adorable things. I know that they are not actually brothers. I know that he's adopted and that his position in the sect wasn't necessarily as, a brother or sister, that he wasn't adopted in that sense. But they feel they are brothers. Who am I to say they are not? So, I love his relation. I even love as I said, his relationship with Chiang Cheng. Some of the dialogue is exactly what my brothers would say. Like those little fights that they have, I love them. And if you have seen my reactions, I have a lot of opinions about the Yang sect and about their relationships. But nothing. Obviously, his relationship with Lang Wenji, adorable. The best thing. I absolutely love it. And, I don't know, even his relationship to other characters like Nihua-san, I really like him. I really like him that he's a little shit, that even when he's in in the most dangerous situations, he's going to give shit to people and he's going to cause trouble. So, I don't know. He deserves his place there as my beloved. The next one, Jin Sichuan. I have changed my mind about this guy a few times. I started hating him. Then I thought, he's not that bad. I was actually surprised about him during the war because I didn't thought that he was going to be or even before that, when they were in the, when indoctrination plays, he was really brave. He actually stood up, to Wen Chao, and he also stood up for Mian Mian. So he was a lot braver than I give him credit for. And then he actually fought in the Sunshot campaign, which is a lot more than a lot of other characters we're going to see. So, I was willing to, like him more. And then we have that whole issue with the soup and Yan Li, and I think he called her something like undignified or something like that. And that was it for me. No. No. And again, Yan Li deserves a lot better. Nimingdre, probably? I don't know what's happening there. Nothing, because I don't think we have ever seen those characters interact. But here, they're right next to each other. Then I saw the last episodes, and I don't know. I changed my opinion. I didn't want him. I thought he was, a proud asshole, but it turns out that he was just an, awkward idiot. And I can deal with awkward idiot. I can like an awkward idiot. Are they my favorite character? No. Does Yan Li deserve better? Yes, but, I'm not too mad about him. I'm going to put it in just okay. He's not up there, but that moment that he confessed he was starting to confess to Yang Li, and then everybody appeared and he realized that everybody was watching him like it was, a telenovela. He just ran off. Oh, one of my favorite parts of that episode. I loved it. Okay, next episode. Lang Shisue. Yeah, I don't understand my handwriting. So, yeah, Lang Shisue, and he was a great boy. He was probably in the first character, he was probably the only character in the show that was nice to Wei Wuxian when he just reincarnated. He was such a sweet boy. I'm going to put him in best pals and gals. Again, he appeared very little, but he was so sweet. I can't put him in just okay. I don't have, my heart wouldn't let me. He deserves better because he was so nice. He's such a sweet boy. Love him. I really hope that all of these characters that were introduced in the first episodes and then the flashback started, I hope we go back to them because I would really like to see more of them. Okay, the next one is Song Lang. Have we actually seen Song Lang a little bit more than Xiao Qingcheng? And now that I remember it, there was a whole thing between Xiao Qingcheng. I literally just remember now. And now I feel bad for putting Xiao Qingcheng where I put him. Because there was this issue that, what was it? That, his eyes, who was it? Sure. Let me put some order into my brain. I guess this is why people write scripts for this. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. You're going to have to put up with me. Shui Shang attacked Song Lang and sort of, I'm not sure what he did, but he did something to his eyes, and then, Xiao Sheng helped him go to, I think he took him to Bao Shan Saren and he cured him. Was that what happened? Am I imagining this? This happened a few episodes ago, but I feel like I feel like this is a hallucination. So I guess I knew more about Xiao Xin Sheng. Well, maybe I'll find out more. Who knows? But then again, I'm also going to put down Song Lang in just okay. No, do I want to put him just okay? Yeah, he's not best pals and gals level yet. If I could put him here in the middle, I would, but because I feel bad putting him right next to Xin Sichuan, and no, let's put it there. He was okay. He was a good guy. Let's put him next to his husband. Here we go. Now it looks like Chang Cheng's just throwing him a dirty look, but that's just Chang Cheng's face. He was a nice character. Again, I hope we see these two characters are actually really interesting, because I believe, they have this idea about, creating a sect where it doesn't matter, or I don't know, like it doesn't matter where you're from or something like that. So they were very admirable guys. They were very honorable guys. But again, I feel like we haven't seen enough of them. We have seen Song Lang, but just a little bit more. But they're good guys. I remember that Yan Li was sent with Song Lang at some point to go to somewhere. So yeah, they're there. Just okay. Look who's there. Wenning. I love Wenning. He's such a sweet boy. But more than that, he's so, loyal. That's what I love about him. Even though it's dangerous for him, he will do anything for his friend. Like, Wei Wuxian was nice to him at the beginning of the show. And, now he's so loyal to him. I'm going to put him here in Best Pals and Gals because I love him. He's really the best boy. And, it's heartbreaking, the situation that he's living. And as a matter of fact, I don't even know where he is up to now in the last few episodes. I have no idea where he is, but, he's such a good character, and he and his sister help Wei Wuxian and Chang Cheng and Yan Li so much that, they definitely don't deserve what's happening to them. So I hope he's fine. If he isn't, don't tell me because I don't want spoilers. But I really enjoy his character. The next one, and this character, I don't know where he came from. He appeared like in the last few episodes. Yeah, I know that he had appeared before. Like he was the one who appeared in the Yang sect, that he had been attacked by the Wens and his sect had been attacked by the Wens. So I know that he's a clan leader or a sect leader. And then we didn't see him for a while, and suddenly he appeared and he's everywhere. He's everywhere, having opinions, shouting things, just, gossiping, there for the drama. He's in thin ice. I guess he didn't do anything wrong, like actively wrong, unlike some of the other characters that we have in this category. But I don't know. Why are you there? Who are you? Why are you having opinions about things that don't have anything to do with you? And why are you shouting? Why are you always, like, every time that there is a banquet, if he can cause drama and he can have an opinion that is going to, create chaos, he's going to do it. And who is he? Where did he come from? Why is he doing this? We don't know, but suddenly he's everywhere. I don't know. He's there. He's a thin ice. He better not do anything worse, but we'll see. I already saw who's next. Next is Jin Wanshan. And I hate this guy. And I never actually liked him. From the first moment that I saw him, I thought he looked like the devil, because he has like the traditional devil beard, like with the little thing and the mustache. And already that gave me like a bad vibe. Like this guy is not good. And then everything else happened. Although to be fair, in the last few episodes, or at least not in the last few episodes, in the episodes before that, he was, I mean, we didn't see him. But I think in the last 2 or 3 episodes, he really won his status. I really dislike him. I'm going to put it in toxic waste. Yes, is he, he's not worse to Wen Ruhan, I guess. I don't think he had killed that many people, but I really want to punch him. I honestly, I hate him. Like, I don't know, like, now he's the leader of everything, even though he didn't move a finger during the war. The way he treated the Wen prisoners, now that Jing Unzhao killed Wen Ruhan, oh, now he's my son. Now he wants to pressure for Yang Li to get married to his son. I don't like him. I feel sorry for his wife because he really looks like a piece of shit. And I like even less that he's starting to focus on Wei Wuxian. No. We don't accept this here. I hate him. There he is. Stupid. He has a stupid devil, beard. Okay, speaking of beards, we have Lan Churen. And yes, I like Lan Churen. I really like him. I even had a dream about him coming to have dinner to my house. That is how much I like him. And he brought ice cream. So yes, you can say that I have strong feelings about, Lan Churen. Do I agree with everything he does? No. He does some things that I don't agree. But ultimately, I do think he cares for his nephews. I think he has taken the role, like a paternal figure for them. And he's doing what he can. And, he's there. He has to teach. He hates teenagers. I can understand that. And I don't know. I like him. And I also have to say that when my friend Flor was looking for pictures for this, she found a picture that he sent me of the actor wearing, part of the costume, but also with a shirt that said pervert. And I like to imagine that is, Lan Churen in his off days. Like, when he's not teaching, that's it. The robe is off and he just relaxed. I imagine. I also think that he grew his beard just to look wiser, like, so he can just, rub his beard when he's going to think. I don't know. I have a lot of feelings about Lan Churen. And, I like him. I find him handsome. Would I say this if I was actually showing my face in this video? No, I wouldn't like anybody to know how I feel about him. Thank God nobody knows who I am here. So, yeah, I'm going to put it, do I put it my beloved? No, I'm going to put it in best pals and gals. Although it looks strange in that category, but I really like him. And my dogs seem to agree. They are barking saying, yes, we all like him here. In this house, we all like Lan Churen. And, the ice cream that he brings when we invite him to dinner in my dreams. Okay, the next one, this guy, even worse that, I'm going to put him even worse, that Sect Leader Zhao, because at least I have the feeling like Sect Leader Zhao, he's not involved in things. Like, he just wants to create chaos. Like, he just throws opinions around, but I don't feel the same level of aggressiveness as with this guy, Jin Sishun. I don't know. I just dislike him. He's very aggressive for no reason. Like, he's always wanting to fight people, especially Wei Wuxian. And, like, who are you? You're not even, like, the heir of the Jins. Why are you here complaining? I think he's the cousin of Jin Sishun. Nobody likes him. Everybody thinks he's annoying, I guess. Nobody said anything, but I can guess. So really a piece of shit. I would put it even worse. Can I put him even worse? I guess he hasn't done anything yet more than just fight. So we'll leave it there for now. He's in trash. He's definitely established there in trash. Although he was hunting those prisoners. Yeah, no, he's going to toxic waste. I really don't like the treatment of prisoners in this show. And he was definitely hunting people for sport. So yeah, we don't accept this in this house. Like, there are certain things that I accept, even if I don't like and even if I don't approve of. Hunting prisoners for sport is definitely not one of them. So there he goes, toxic waste. And yes, incredibly even worse than Wen Ruhan, who actually, even worse than the two mass murderers of this show. It's Shin Si-shun and Xian Gunshan. That's my feelings. The next one, I would say if I had to marry someone in this show, I would definitely marry Mian Mian. So you know where she's going. There we go. And you know what? She also looks nice next to Yang Li. I don't want to suggest anybody anything, but I would just leave it there. I love Mian Mian. I think she's outspoken. She's very loyal, and she's also, someone who, I feel like she has her principles and she's going to follow them. And I love that about her. And she's so sweet. And she's so nice looking. I feel like we haven't seen, Mian Mian in a while. So I hope we see her again, because even though we haven't seen her that much, I really like her character. And again, I remember, for example, when they were in the, Wen indoctrination thing, and Shin Si-chuan surprisingly stood up to Wen Chao, and she was saying, well, maybe don't stand up to him. And I also love, how she also thinks not only in the there and now, but also in what's happening in other places and trying to calm the situation. I don't know. She's such a great character. Again, I would love to see many of these female characters enlarged in the show. I don't know if it's something that happens eventually, or I don't know, but I really loved her. More Mian Mian. If I can say something about the Untamed, more Mian Mian, please. The next one, Jin Gunjiao. And I guess my feelings about Jin Gunjiao are not that different from Meng Yao, because again, they're a little bit worse, because he has definitely done things as Jin Gunjiao that I don't like. Like, for example, he seemed to have killed a group of prisoners that I'm still not clear whether those prisoners were to die anyway, or if it just killed them. I'm not sure. But he also decided to put live targets in the shooting competition. Which some people can argue, like, yeah, it was his father. Well, but it was him saying, and he didn't say no. And I don't know. I don't like his relationship with Xing Wenshan. I think he obviously values a lot being in that position. That is something that he has been wanting for a very long time, being recognized by him. So maybe now he's willing to do things that go against what he wants. But you know what? He's also a grown-ass man that could say, maybe not do this, and maybe we shouldn't use live targets. I don't know. Evidently, I feel very strongly about the treatment of prisoners in this show. But you know what? That's not what I hate the most. And I think you can probably tell by the picture what I hate the most about Jin Gunjiao, and why I'm going to put it in toxic waste is that stupid hat. Why is he wearing a hat? There is no other character who wears a hat. Why is he wearing a hat that is so ugly? Like, why? And from the moment he became Jin Gunjiao, he has never took it off. Like, why? Does he want to appear taller? What's going on here? I hate him. No, I actually don't hate him, but I hate that hat. I hate him enough to put it in the lowest category, and until he doesn't. And the worst part is that we saw the best of Meng Yao when he was with the Wen clan. Like, that was his best look. I don't know what it was about how he looked there, but he looked great as a Wen. And again, I don't mind villains. I don't mind evil characters, especially when they are committed to the aesthetic. Like, if you're going to be villain, why not look like one? But that hat, it honestly gave me nightmares. I don't accept it. I don't accept the existence of this hat. I don't accept that any character that I like is going to wear that hat. So, no, sorry. I went from ambivalence to open hatred because of that hat. And also, as Jingun Zhao, he did a lot more shady things. Shady things that he had been doing as Menyao. At least as Menyao, it was more, covered rather than overt. Now we are seeing more about the things that he's doing, so maybe that's involved. But no, I think otherwise I'll put him in thin ice, as Jingun Zhao, but no, that heart deserves toxic waste. That is where he stays. The next one is, this is not, I know it looks like him, but this is not Wei Wuxian, it's actually Mon Juanyu. And we don't know a lot about him, but I felt bad not putting him considering that he sacrificed his body to bring Wei Wuxian back, and we are all grateful for it. So, I had to include it on this, and I'm going to put him, I feel bad for putting him if they are there, I guess. I'm going to put him in, you know what? That was a pretty big sacrifice. I'm going to put it in Best Pals and Gals. And he also suffered a lot. He was honestly living with his piece of shit family. That was such a terrible situation. So, there. I feel sorry for him. I put it in Best Pals and Gals. I don't know if eventually we find out more about him. But there we go. I don't have any justification other than the fact that I feel sorry for him. I don't like the mask. I don't think it looks good. But not as bad as, some other characters' hats. And going back to Jingun Zhao, because that is how my mind works, and this is how we do things in this channel. There is no order of things. I was going to say something about, the whole, brotherhood that he has with Lang Zhishen and Niming, and again, I don't trust that for a second. I don't like that. I don't think Niming trusts him. I think there is a very strange dynamic, and I know somebody in the comments told me that they are pretty commonly shipped together, like Lang Zhishen and Niming and Jingun Zhao, and I'm fine with that. But I don't know about that. I don't know about Jingun Zhao and the rest. I don't know about his intentions. I'm not sure. We'll see when I actually finish the show what my opinions are, but so far I don't like where that is going. Okay, so now let's move to the next one. And the next one is Wen Shuliu. And I don't know. This guy, he was very loyal to the Wens, but he also seemed not to care that much for Wen Chao. So just because of that, I'm going to put it in trash, because he did follow his orders and he did do a lot of terrible things, but he definitely also did a lot of things that show that he didn't actually care that much about him, or that maybe he didn't agree with what he was saying. He'd really throw him some looks that were great. I also feel that he was mostly like all business, like he just did, but there wasn't any sort of emotional connection to what he was doing. Like he didn't feel anything about what he was doing. He wasn't doing this out of, believing that the Wens are the best or anything like that. He just did what he had to do, and that's it. So yeah, he's there. He's in trash. I didn't mind him. I thought he was a pretty interesting character. And again, I would have liked to see more of it, because it seemed like he had a story. I don't know, because originally he wasn't from the Wen clan, so we don't know what happened that made him enter the Wen clan and why he owed them so much. So I would have been interested to see a little bit more of that. But yeah, there he is. He's also trash. The next one is Suchet. And I have to say, it took me a while to remember who he was, because I had basically no memory of him. Then I didn't remember. Actually, was very kindly told by my friend that Suchet is the person who actually give away like the secret when she was trying to get into the Cold Pond Cave. And yeah, I don't hate him for that. I'm going to put there, I guess. I don't have any strong feelings about it. I think he was in a very they were pointing swords at him, and, he did what he did. Honestly, I don't think, as far as I remember, maybe he did something worse than I forget, but I don't remember. And no, I think that's pretty much all he did. I think, whether he said it or not, I don't think it would have made any difference as far as I'm concerned. So I don't know how much of a difference it made what he did. And again, maybe I'm forgetting the fact that he did something worse. I don't remember. So for now, I'm going to put it there, I guess. Because honestly, I could barely remember. The next one, and the name of this woman is a name that had evaded me for the whole time she appeared, but I wrote it here. Her name is Wen Lingjiao. No, not Wen Lingjiao. Her name is Wang Lingjiao, and she was Wen Chao's mistress, and I absolutely hate her. Here she goes, in toxic ways. Let's put them together because they deserve each other. They deserve each other. Although I have to say, one of the things I wonder about her was how much, obviously, she was very sadistic and she enjoyed seeing others suffer. So to me, there is no question about that. But I also wonder how much came from her and how much she did because she knew Wen Chao liked it. And she knew that's how he behaved. Because obviously she wasn't his wife, she was his mistress, and she knew that she had to keep him happy, so she will continue giving, give her jewels and things like that and keep her around. So I do wonder that. I still think that there was something in her that was very sadistic, but I also think that maybe her association with Wen Chao, maybe made that worse somehow. She still toxic way. She's still there. And the last one, this has been long. I mean, I don't know how long have I been speaking, but I feel like it has been a long time. So the last one that we have here is, Wen Qin, and I really like Wen Qin. I feel like she's someone who is very caring for her brother. I'm going to put here. Where do I put him? My beloved or best pals? Sorry, my beloved. She deserves it. She's somebody whose priority is always to save her brother, and also she has sacrificed a lot for Wei Wuxian and Zhang Li and Zhang Cheng. She's obviously somebody who's also very capable. And look, if I'm not marrying Mian Mian, she's definitely second in line. Those are my two choices. Well, Ni Mingjue is also there somehow. Anyway, I love her. I think she's a very strong character, and again, I don't know what's going to happen to her. I think the last we see her, she was like wandering around, like a beggar or something like that. But I find her story heartbreaking, like the fact that she wanted to protect her brother so much and that she will do anything, even going along with Wen Ruhan, just because she wants to keep her brother's sake. But even then, she still finds ways to help Wei Wuxian and the whole group. So yeah, I think she's a great character. She's a great person. And I really like her. And that is it. This is the end. This is all of the characters. I feel I've been talking since forever. My throat feels like shit. I don't know. And I'm not going to edit this. So if this turns out to be like 3 hours, then this is what you're going to get. I'm so sorry, everyone. So, I had a great time doing this. And again, I wanted to thank Flor, even though she's never going to find out that I'm thanking her for getting me the pictures. But I also wanted to thank everybody who usually watches my videos and who comments. I know that sometimes I am a disaster and I speak over things that I should be paying attention, and then people have to explain to me things in the comments. But, I appreciate everyone who comments and who helps me so bad. The reason why I started doing this, reacting to the show, is because I didn't have anyone to watch these shows with me, and being in isolation, because I'm pretty much being here in Argentina, I have been in isolation for a while. Being in isolation also sometimes is hard. And I know it feels more like something a lot more fun to do. And I honestly really enjoy doing it. So I wanted to say, I want to express how grateful I am for everybody who has continuous and, tolerating me and whatever shit I said whenever I watch any of these shows, even when I'm wrong, even when even when my cell phone rings in the middle of the reaction or my dogs start barking, because, we are all very professional here. So I just continue doing whatever I'm doing when that happens, or where my cats start mewing around the, whatever I'm recording or things like that. It happened. These things happen. And again, thank you for, staying with me. And I hope you'll stay with me for the rest of the Untamed, for what's left, the 25 episodes that are left, and maybe what I'm going to be reacting later. We'll see. So, this is it. These are my thoughts. I'm going to save this. So, we can, leave it for when I finish this, so I will remember what I did. And then, I'll watch it, when I finish the Untamed. Maybe I'll watch this video and remember, what did I think about these characters? Okay, so that's it. Thank you to everybody who actually, put up with me until this point of this video that has been pretty much lasted an eternity. Sorry for my English. It seems like the more I speak, the worse I speak. So hopefully people can actually understand me. And sorry also for my pronunciation of the names. I honestly did my best. So that's it. Thank you for everything, and bye bye, guys.